And so what Amy said is, okay, she saw the difference. That thing's got more carbon stuff, but it's still got this handle, the OH here. The key to that is, right, that's the part that can join the party. So here's the question. Is one OH enough of a ticket to get you to join the party, or does it matter whether you've got other baggage with you, right? And it turns out the answer is the baggage matters, right? And so this butanol is sort of trying to decide, do I stay with my greasy hydrophobic buddies or do I join the party? And the answer is, it's got a fair amount of it's got more greasy stuff than ethanol does. It has more carbons, as Amy said, right? So there's more phobic than, and the same amount of philic. So let me say, thank you for your answer. So if you were going to cartoon this guy, this is also, this part here is philic, and this part here is phobic. So if you're going to cartoon it, it's sort of longer. It's got the same philic but more phobic. So it's same philic, but stuff, but more phobic. And so what Amy said is, maybe that means it's going to dissolve slower. It turns out we will not worry about rates here. It turns out it will dissolve to a lesser extent, is probably the best way to put it in this case. So it turns out that the baggage matters. So this turns out to be soluble. Ethanol is the alcohols in beer and wine. This is not soluble. And that's because it has more phobic parts. Okay? So it's that balance, all right, between how much it wants to stay with its hydrophobic buddies and how much it wants to join the party. Okay? Questions about that example? Yeah, Sabrina. Is there a magic number? The answer is no. So you cannot, and I will never ask you to tell me soluble or not. But I can ask you more and less, which you can definitely do. Okay? Because it turns out there's not a critical number. Yeah? That's right. To be a special hydrogen, to make hydrogen bonds, it has to be the hydrogen in question must be attached to an oxygen or a nitrogen. And there was another question. Yeah? So the way to look, there's many ways to look at it. The easiest way to see why this is so is it's a balance. All right. So and they both have the same level of philicness, but this one has more phobic on it. So on the balance, this one tips to less soluble, and ethanol tips to more soluble because they have the same. If you weigh them out, the same amount, or not weigh is the right way, but they have the same amount of philic character, but this one has more phobic, so it's going to be less soluble. So it's a sum of the two. Like I said, I'm not ever going to ask you yes or no. I'm going to ask you relatively speaking, more or less. Because you can't say yes or no. All right.